In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to set up a single course in Canvas for multiple sections. Now, this comes into play and can solve a lot of problems for an instructor that's teaching a blended course with multiple sections. For example, on my spreadsheet here, you'll see that we have multiple sections of oil heat being taught. The same start and end dates, the same course material, because these are standardized courses, and they're all being taught by one instructor on the online side. Okay, so in this case, we have one instructor teaching it on the online side. Okay, so again, the key is same course, same schedule, and the same time periods. Again, you don't want to put an evening and a day course together unless they have the same schedule. Okay, so just be aware of that. By same schedule, same number of days, same weeks, and same days that they're basically meeting. Okay, because you need it to be identical in terms of scheduling. So in this case, we have a course HVAC 1214E. Now, I'm going to pick any of the HVAC courses that I have, HVAC 1241E courses that I have running in the April 2020 term. Okay, and I'm going to work with that one as my master. So I'm going to go over to my Canvas window. I'm on basically admin, Porter and Chester. So if you don't have admin rights, you probably need somebody to help you at least do the first part of this. Okay, and once I'm there, I'm going to put in a search for April term 2020. And then I'm going to do my search for HVAC R E1214, because we've already copied these courses out. It may be HVAC 1214E. Okay, so I have two courses in the April term setup. Okay, now I'm going to pick the one that doesn't have anyone enrolled and doesn't have anyone in the program already. Okay, in other words, there's no teacher, there's no enrollments, and it's not published. So I'm going to pick that course. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that over. I'm going to go into settings for the course settings. And I'm going to come down here to my course name. Okay, I'm basically going to take the campus out, and I'm just going to say evening, because I'm going to use this as an evening section. And then I'm going to just remove the E1 at the end of it. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing with the course code. I'm going to change it to Eve. And I'm going to come down here and do the same thing with the SID. I'm going to change this to Eve. Now comes the tricky part. You need to get it out of the specific campus sub-account. So you're going to basically find the sub-account, and again, you'll have to work with IT to do this, for whatever shared courses it is. In this case, under my HVAC Masters, I have April 2020 shared courses. That means they're shared across more than one section. You want to set your start date, okay, which in this case is going to be April 20th. And it's 2020, not, so make sure we want to get over to the right year. Okay, and we set our end date, and in this case, because this term is going to be a little bit strange, I'm going to pick the last day of the term. Okay, I'm not going to just pick the last day of the course. I'm going to pick the last day of the term. Now, we're going to check off students can only participate between these dates. Okay, because I don't want a student to start in the course prior to April 20th at 7 a.m., okay? And I don't want the students to be in the course after, okay, April 20th, 11:59 p.m. I like working in the whole days, okay? Just makes it easier. Now, I'm not going to restrict the student from viewing the course before the start date, and I'm not going to do that for a reason. I want them to be able to self-enroll. Okay, the rest of this we leave the same, okay? come down here before you do anything else and update the course details. Now, come over to sections. Okay, go to wherever you have your master spreadsheet sections. Okay, and you want to find the course long name. Okay, so in other words, over here, I have a Hampden. Okay, I'm going to add a section. Okay, then I'm going to come over to the next one, which is Rocky Hill. Okay, I'm going to add a section. And then I'm going to come to my third one, or however more you have. Keep doing this until you have them all added. Okay, and I'm going to put that in the blank here. And I'm going to add the section. If you make a mistake, just use the X and get it off or edit it. Once your sections are added, you do not want to do anything else on this screen. Okay? And again, you can check everything else on here, but once your sections are added, don't do anything else on this screen. Go back to your course and come into People. You want to add your instructor. Okay, so M in this case, okay, and you're going to add them as a primary teacher. Do not check can interact you with users in their own section only. Do not do it. Add the person. Okay, you want to first add the instructor. Then you have to come over here to the 3 dots and you need to edit sections. Browse and add them to the other 2 sections. Okay, and then click Update. Now, if you've done everything right, you will see that they're the primary instructor for all 3 sections. We want one primary instructor. This is the person with responsibility for this section. Do not add the rest of your instructors on the campus just to get them in there in case someone has an absence. It's much easier to add it. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to add the CDOEs of the campus in question, because they will not be able to find this as easily as they have in the past. Okay, so we're going to go in here. We're going to add the CODs. Okay, and we're going to add them as teaching assistants. So we want to find their email addresses. Okay, so the first thing we do, okay, is I go over to my email because I want to have it right. And I basically highlight, and I'm doing that off screen, I highlight the email address of the person I'm adding. So in this case, that takes care of my Hampden. Then I'll do my Rocky Hill. And sometimes it's easier if you have a directory just to type it in the blank. Okay, and then I copy it. A comma between the 2, you could put multiples in. Okay, and again, I want to get rid of the name. I just want the email address. Okay, and then I'm going to do it again with my third one. Of course, it has to be the one I can never spell. We'll put that in there. Okay, and again, I just want the email addresses. And we want to add them to the course as a teaching assistant. Don't put them in as a teacher. Don't put them in as an observer. Plain TA will work. Okay? And that way, we can put them in the correct section. Okay? You're going to add them. Now, we have to go in here to each of the ones you just add, and you're going to edit the sections. We're going to remove the section that they don't belong in. And we're going to add the section that they do belong in. Okay, so for example, we know Kim is the CDOE of Rocky Hill. I don't need her to be seeing everything in Canton. Just like Phil, we know is the CDOE of Hampden. So he should be able to see this and interact with the students from Hampden. And we'll remove Canton. Okay, so make sure you get them in the right sections. Okay, once that is done, you're all set. They'll get an invite to the course and they'll be able to join the course. Now, all the students in these courses, you are going to give a single enrollment key to. Okay, so down at the bottom of the settings, when you come back over here to settings, okay, down all the way at the bottom, you're going to give everybody a self-enrollment key to those specific students. Okay, they need to click on that and they'll get into the course. Okay, and then once they're in the course, you need to go back and get them into the right sections. But that's easy. At least they're in the course. Okay, the other thing I strongly recommend you're doing as a part of your prep, because this has become a real problem with us being online. Click over into assignments, and you need to unpublish everything. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to just go down the list and you're going to unpublish everything. If it's not unpublished, students can submit to it even though you don't have it on the module screen. So just make sure nothing is published. The other thing you need to do is you need to add a group. Okay, and I put a video out on this a while ago, but add a group that says not in, it's unassigned, and it will not affect the grade. Percentages is a 0% of total grade. That allows you to move stuff that you're not really going to grade. It might be a class activity or something like that, that you're not going to grade, or you're not going to affect the final grade. For example, students on iPads may not be able to do this scavenger hunt. So what you're going to come down is you'll drag that to the under the not graded, so we don't have to worry about it being in the grade book. Okay, I'm going to put that back for now because I don't, again, I'm just giving this as an example. So you've done the assignments. That's part of course prep. Uncheck everything. Do the same with discussion boards if you have any. Okay, if you have any that are open discussions or whatever, unpublish them until you're ready for it. Come over here to modules. Okay, the only module that should be published at the start of the course before students go in it is the course overview. Okay, go through here, unpublish everything that doesn't need to be seen by the students. Now, go down the list. And you want to make sure every module is unpublished. Okay, because you don't want any green marks on the top of the modules, or it doesn't, or it won't, or the students will see it and they can really get themselves confused and start answering things they don't need to be answering. Okay, I'm not worried about things published inside the module, but we need the modules not to be published. Okay, and just scrolling through it, I think we're in good shape. Okay, scrolling back to the top of the course. Come over here to quizzes. I need you to do the same thing. Any quiz that's published, any test that's published, unpublish. Okay, and again, just verify that all of these are at 100 points. Okay, anything that's in a quiz category should be at 100 points. Come back over to your course. Now, here's the key to making your life easy with course management. Everything after the first module, the course overview, needs to be available at all times. Anything after that, you have the 3 dots over here on the left or on the right of the module. You can click Edit. Click Edit. Click Lock Until right under the module name. And you can put the date the module will open. Now, I always open them 7 p.m. the night before I'm going to talk about it. My reason is we have some students who like looking ahead. So I always open them 7 p.m. the night before. You can update the module. Okay, now what you need to do is you need to publish that module. Okay, and then come through and remove anything that you don't want them to see. For example, we don't have instructors do PowerPoints and stuff like that. So by doing this, now it says this module would unlock April 19th at 7 p.m. You can go through and you can set up your entire course in advance to unlock the specific modules at a date or time. You can start building your discussion boards under that. You can do everything under that to get the modules open. So everything in a Canvas course you can set up to open at a certain time. Okay, and that's basically your course prep for a larger course where you have multiple sections. Do it in one room, do the sections, create your announcements, and then again, click Student View to make sure that you're seeing what you expect them to see. Okay, they're not going to see anything. Basically, it says unlocks at a certain time. Okay, they can, so that's how you work with the larger courses. Hope that helps somebody.